what's worse than a cloudy night? A clear night when you've got dinner plans. The Nina Advanced Sequencer fixes that. I can build my entire imaging session during the day, press one button before I leave the house, and come home to 4 hours of data already on the drive. No babysitting. The Advanced Sequencer looks intimidating the first time you open it. It isn't. I'm going to walk you through my actual imaging sequence, the one I use every clear night, and by the end of this you'll be able to build your own. Let's go. I start in the Sky Atlas where I've already picked my target. I covered target planning in a separate video, links in the description. From here, I'm going to send this target over to the Advanced Sequencer using the Deep Sky Object template. This gives me a container with my target coordinates, the altitude chart, and a structure I can start building my sequence into. First thing I need is a wait for time instruction at the top. I'll set this to astronomical dusk. This way I can build my whole sequence during the day, and Nina just sits here until the sky is actually dark enough to image. Next, connect all equipment. One instruction, and Nina fires up the mount, camera, focuser, filter wheel, everything. No connecting devices, one by one. Cool camera. I've got this set to negative 25 degrees Celsius. Nina won't move to the next step until the sensor's stabilized at the target temperature. This takes a few minutes, so it's good to have it early in the sequence. Unpark the scope. If your mount parks at the end of each session like mine does, you'll need this before Nina can slew anywhere. Slew in center. This sends the mount to my target, plate solves, and nudges the mount until the target's dead center in the frame. If it doesn't nail it on the first solve, it'll keep trying until it's within my accuracy threshold. Start guiding. This hands off to PhD2, selects a guide star, and begins auto-guiding. I don't touch PhD2 at all. Nina handles the whole handshake. Run autofocus. The EAF runs a V-curve and finds best focus before we take a single light frame. Always start with a fresh focus. You should make sure that your scope is roughly in focus before running this. Now I'll add 2 autofocus triggers. First, autofocus after every filter change. Different filters focus at slightly different positions, and this makes sure Nina refocuses each time it switches. Second, autofocus after a temperature change. I've got mine set to 5 degrees. As the temperature drops overnight, focus drifts. This catches it automatically. Here's the main event. I'll drag in a smart exposure instruction. I'll set it to red. 30 subs, 120 seconds. Dither every 2 frames. Now here's the trick. I don't need to add a new smart exposure from the sidebar for every filter. I just duplicate this one and change the filter. So I'll copy it, switch to green, copy again blue, and again luminance. Same settings across the board, just different filters. 4 instructions, 4 hours of data. Dithering every 2 frames shifts the scope a few pixels between exposures, so hot pixels and walking noise land in different spots on the sensor. When you stack, that noise averages out. Don't skip this. When the last sub's captured, I don't want Nina to just stop. I'll add my ending steps. Warm camera. This brings the sensor back up gradually, so you don't get condensation on the window. Stop guiding to shut down PhD2. Park scope to send the mount home. And disconnect all equipment to close everything cleanly. I wake up in the morning, and it's all already shut down. And that's it. That's the same sequence I showed you at the beginning. Built from scratch, start to finish. That's a fully automated session in under 5 minutes. There's more the Advanced Sequencer can do. Meridian flips, multi-target runs, safety monitors. Maybe I'll cover those in future videos. But this gets you imaging tonight. Don't let the software stop you from getting out there.